Have you guys ever tried using newspaper to clean your glass, but just not getting those results that you're looking for? Oftentimes, we find ourselves in desperate times trying to find the perfect solution for cleaning glass with those perfect crystal clear finishes. But apparently, our comment section knows it all and have told us that newspaper and coffee filters actually work out great for cleaning glass. So today, we're doing three things. We're testing cleaning glass with newspaper, coffee filters, and the good old two-towel method. Let's get started. First things first, we got to compare all three different types of methods. So before we do anything, we got to mask off our glass in three different sections. First things first, we're going to try out newspaper. Now, one of the things that we noticed as far as the comment section is a lot of people saying, just use water and newspaper. You know, that's all you need to clean glass. That's as simple as it gets. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying, let's try it out and find out. So right here we've got our very own chemical branded H2O. Totally kidding, this is just regular water. And we got some newspaper here. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna spray directly on this section. This is gonna be our newspaper side. This is gonna be our coffee filter side. And then right here, we're gonna use our Chemical Guys two-towel method with 2 waffle weave towels and our streak-free glass cleaner. So we've got our water here. We're gonna spray some directly onto the surface. And I made sure to do my research, and we're not gonna have it all folded up all nicely. Apparently the trick is to just ball it up, just like that. And I'm also gonna spray some on there, I'm not entirely sure how this method works, but we're gonna try it out. All I know is that you gotta ball it up, and you're gonna start wiping it left and right. Now, one thing I will say right off the bat is that this glass is extremely dirty, super filthy. You even got cobwebs right here. And now that I'm done cleaning the glass, I'm gonna grab another fresh piece of newspaper, and we're simply gonna buff off the residue of the water and all the grime left behind. Now, one thing I'll tell you guys right now is that there's definitely a lot of streaking left behind. And honestly, I'm not having a really great experience with this. I honestly feel like it's scratching the glass just because of how abrasive this paper feels against the glasswork. So we're just gonna go ahead and buff off the rest of the water left behind. And I actually think I may need another piece of newspaper just because that one's already soaked. So I got my last piece of newspaper here. I'm just gonna go back and forth and just make sure that we buff off any kind of streaks left behind. Ow, that was not a good noise. I almost picked up like a rock or something. You guys can hear that squeaking right here. You know, this vehicle, unfortunately for the owner, in the name of myth busting and showing you guys that this method may or may not work. That's why we're testing this out. And I can tell you guys for a fact right now, this thing definitely does not look like it's working because there's a lot of streaks left behind. And we'll bring you guys in for a closer look. That way you guys can check it out. All right, so we just finished cleaning this side of the glass with newspaper. Now, I will run you guys through the process of, well, not really the process, but the evaluation of us using newspaper. We did find ourselves using 1, 2, and 3 newspapers. And another thing that I want to show you guys is check out my hands. These things are covered in ink. I honestly don't think that's very safe. I'm probably gonna have to go wash my hands right now, but if this ink happened to land on my hands and my skin, what ink is there left behind that's gonna cause a streak and a glare when I'm driving around? And the last thing that I did want to mention is you guys, surprisingly, probably won't believe how hard it is to find newspaper nowadays. Now, there's a very select amount of locations that sell newspaper. And, you know, back in the days, in the 1990s, 80s, whatever the hell, you know, whenever they started printing newspaper, I'm no newspaper genius here. I'm not going to say I am. But, you know, I'm pretty sure back in the day, I could have sworn this thing was like 25 cents, almost $5. And our camera guy had to drive all the way around town just to find this piece of newspaper for us to do this video bit for you guys. So thank you. Your efforts are very greatly appreciated, but we're not going to be using that anymore. Moving on to a very surprising one, coffee filters. Now, I really don't know what person in the world decided, hey, woke up one day and say that coffee filters were going to do great for cleaning glass. I mean, the thing about this paper is that it's polished, so it has a coating on it. And the thing about this is when you start trying to wipe down your glass, it's definitely, I mean, just, does that sound like something you want to rub on your glass? It sounds very abrasive, very rough, and let's just see how good it is to actually clean glass. So I'm gonna grab a coffee filter, I'm gonna grab our water, and I'm gonna spray directly onto this part of the glass that we haven't cleaned yet. So we're gonna go ahead and you know, give it a nice coat. We're not even going to be stingy with the water. We want to make sure that the surface is well lubricated, because I already feel bad that we may or may not have already scratched the person that owns this car's glass with the newspaper. So I'm just going to be extra generous with the water. I'm going to spray some onto the filter, and then we're simply just going to start wiping it down. Now, right off the bat, this does not feel good. It just feels like I'm dragging the dirt all against the glass, and this is not nice. This does not feel good. So, first coffee filter down. Now it's time to move on to another one. We're gonna make sure that we thoroughly clean this glass, and we're just gonna see how many coffee filters it actually takes for us to get this clean and dry. All right, so we just finished cleaning this part of the glass with coffee filters, and it looks about as good as it's gonna get. And now we're gonna do our coffee filter count. Now we got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3, we've got 4, we've got 5, and we've got 6 wasted coffee filters. So we've got an abundance of coffee filters that we ended up using to just clean this one section of the glass. Now just imagine how many it's gonna take you to clean all the glass on your entire vehicle inside and out. I can tell you guys this, 6 here, maybe another 6 there, another 6 here. Hope you guys are purchasing your coffee filters in bulk. It's just a messy video today, huh? All right, we've done newspaper, we've done coffee filters, and now it's time to do the good old-fashioned Chemical Guys 2-towel method with our waffle weave towels and our streak-free glass cleaner. Now, before you use your waffle weave towels, you know, these are new, so you want to make sure to remove the tag. So we're going to do that real quick. Now we're going to clean the glass with our 2-towel method and our streak-free glass cleaner. Let me show you guys how easy it is. All you have to do is grab your streak-free glass cleaner, spray some directly onto the surface, set that down. We're going to grab our waffle weave towel, and we're simply going to glide the towel up and down while rolling our wrist as we wipe. That way we filter out all the dirt and grime that we're picking up onto the towel. That way we don't create any kind of hard dirt lines. And then we're simply going to come back, buff off the residue of the cleaner left behind, and remove any kind of grime left behind to ensure that perfect crystal clear finish. And I use the backside of my first towel, but the reason we have 2 towels in the first place is one is designed to wipe off the chemical, and the other one is designed to just come back and buff off any excess of the chemical and any kind of grime left behind to ensure that crystal clear finish. Now, most of the times you can't get away with one towel. In this case, just for the purpose of us showing you guys the proper way of doing so, that's why we're using both towels, just because some cars, they actually need it. In this case, you know, the cleaner was more than enough to knock off all the dirt and grime that was accumulated on this glass, and hey, you know what? Looks great, and obviously it took a lot less time, a lot less effort than using coffee filters and newspaper. All right, guys, we're all done cleaning the glass. From cleaning the glass with water and newspaper, which personally, I cleaned the glass, I got the job done, you guys weren't wrong, but the overall experience, it didn't feel great. It just felt like a waste of paper, knowledge. It felt very rough on the glass itself. It almost kind of felt like I was scratching it. Moving forward, we then tried coffee filters, which basically it looks like we just cleaned the glass with a bunch of paper napkins. If you ask me, big waste of time, money, and probably not that great for the environment. Another thing I ran into with the coffee filters is that it just kind of felt like very raspy. It almost kind of felt like I was scratching the glass. And I know glass is a very hard surface to scratch, but you know, just given the sounds and the way that the paper just kind of wiped across the glass, it wasn't a great experience. I just felt like it was very nasty. It felt very raw. And you know, coming from using something like the 2-towel method with our waffle weave towels and our streak-free glass cleaner, big difference. Obviously this is a lot safer. It's rewashable, so you can wash them out, use them as many times as you'd like, and this overall just kind of gives you a better experience. It's smooth on the glass, you don't feel like you're scratching it, And you know, obviously you have the waffle-like texture, so you know when you're wiping, it's actually collecting throughout the towel, as opposed to, you know, using the newspaper or the coffee filters, which it just kind of accumulates, and it just kind of feels like you're just kind of smearing the dirt all over the glass. So yeah, definitely not doing that again. Definitely sticking with the 2-towel method and my good old trusty Chemical Guys streak-free glass cleaner. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a huge like. If you guys want us to do more videos like this, where we do some hacks and tips and tricks and, you know, just test out different things that people are talking about and methods, we'd be more than happy to do so. Just leave them in the comment section down below. If you guys want to pick up your very own bottle of streak-free glass cleaner and our waffle weave towels, they'll be linked in the description and in the pinned comment down below. As always, my name is Joey, this is Chemical Guys, and I will see you guys next time.